In the middle of the 19th century, Moses Hess formulated the first written principles of communism. In 1862, Hess, or the Communist Rabbi as he was called, wrote the book Rome and Jerusalem, in which he laid the foundations for a Jewish nationalist movement called Zionism. In the book, he called on the Jewish people to become separatists and to prepare for the creation of a future homogeneous Jewish ethno-state. Palestine would be occupied by the Jewish people, but the big problem was Palestine was at this time 90 to 95% Arab. Hess argued that the international Jewish bankers would help in this realization of stealing the land of the Palestinians. Hess suggested in his book that one last race and class struggle would be developed between the Aryans and the Semites. In this fight, Hess predicted that the Jews would stand as winners and the Aryans as losers. The Jews would stand superior over all other peoples. And because Jews had preserved their racial purity over the centuries, it would give them a leading role in the world. Hess essentially promoted eugenics and racial hygiene for the Jews and talked about a future Jewish ethno-state. He also referred to Christianity as the religion of death. Fascinatingly, he predicted a future war in Europe, with Germany, Italy, and Austria involved as a part of a race struggle. Moses Hess was also a close friend and collaborator of the two Jews, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, which he converted to communism and assisted them in their work with the Communist Manifesto in 1948. This proves that socialism, Marxism, communism, and Zionism in fact share the same roots. Although they travel different paths, they have the same common goal: domination of the world. Both work and plan for the day when the chosen race shall inherit the earth. Karl Marx, real name Moses Mordecai Levy, was descended from a long line of famous rabbis who were so-called Talmudic scholars. Marx's grandfather was a rabbi by the name of Mordecai. In fact, his grandparents were related to the Jewish Rothschild family. Through marriage, Rothschild would also partially fund Karl Marx, who would be remembered as the Jewish father of communism. Le Droit de Vivre, May 12, 1936, stated that Jewry is the mother of Marxism. The Communist Manifesto laid out the ideology of communism. Its key points include a central bank with monopoly on credit, abolition of countries and nationalities, abolition of the traditional family consisting of a man, a woman, and children, abolition of private property, which means no rights for the people, to make it impossible for people to earn a livelihood by introducing heavy taxation, confiscation of property, abolition of the right of inheritance, a communist state, a communist monopoly on credit and banking, the media in total control of the communists. Women should not focus on family and children anymore. In their own words, communism wants to do away with the status of women as mere instrument of production. Abolition of Christianity and morality. Marx refers to this totalitarian scheme as dictatorship of the proletariat, and his cult followers promote violence, class envy, hostility towards free markets, family, business, tradition, and Christianity. Today, they are instrumental in the destabilization of Europe. Marx also openly encouraged genocide against Slavs, referring to them as racial trash and that they must perish in a revolutionary Holocaust. In his 1920 article, Zionism versus Bolshevism, a struggle for the soul of the Jewish people, Winston Churchill stated his belief that international Jews were seeking a worldwide communist state under Jewish domination. The international Jews would use communism and Zionism to accomplish this. As a first step towards establishing Israel, Hezekiah Niles, described in Niles Weekly Register article that the Rothschilds had purchased Jerusalem in 1829.
Rothschild helped found Israel, and Rothschild has always been the backer of Israel. Whatever Rothschild wants, he gets. It is believed that he is the richest man in the world, and I have little doubt of that.
In 1897, the first Zionist Congress was held in Basel, Switzerland, and was chaired by Theodor Herzl. Jewish delegates from across Europe agreed that Palestine should be given to them. Prior to his death in 1904, Herzl predicted that a world body will one day give Palestine to the Jews, and that he will go down in history as the father of the Jewish state. For Herzl's dream to come true, European military powers would have to be manipulated and used into taking Palestine away from the Ottomans by force. In the German newspaper Deutsche Zeitung, Herzl wrote, "The wealthy Jews rule the world. The fate of the governments lies in their hands. They start wars between countries, and when they wish, the governments make peace. When the wealthy Jews sing, the nations and their leaders dance along. And meanwhile, the Jews get richer.